Hi everyone, it's Joe. Welcome back to another ramble. It is March 16th, Monday, 9:42 p.m. Oh, the clock decided to tick over on me. 9:43 p.m. EST. And let's kick things off. Now, originally, I was going to do today's a little differently. Because I have been in an emotional mess with my brain and my thoughts. So originally I was gonna record a part of this hours ago and try to get my thoughts in order. And then I was gonna come back later and do the daily coverage stuff. Except I got a little preoccupied watching Oz, and then I had my meeting with my Earth History team about our presentation tomorrow, and then I was playing games on my Steam Deck. So, not a good reason, but preoccupied all the same. So now we're just gonna roll with it. Fortunately, my mental state has improved significantly since earlier today, but I'm still not entirely sure where this one is going to go. It could be just a normal thing. It could devolve into an emotional thing, talking about, well, I don't know. I don't know. No, I don't know. Okay. Okay. First thing, things that happened after I stopped yesterday. I watched Oz. I'm almost done with season 3. I can hear you all cheering. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm so odd. Yeah. So I watched Oz. That was pretty much it. But as you all know, when I start a new show and I get kind of hooked on it, it becomes the only thing I talk about for the foreseeable future until I'm done with it. And even then, talk about is a bit of a stretch. More I'm just consuming it. It would help if I knew how to actively critique things. But I don't. Because go look back at the ramble where I analyzed Spotify blend that I have, where my critiquing abilities were not very good, but it was still a fun time. Okay. Sorry, I was eating popcorn and there's some stuck in my teeth. Alright, so I woke up today at... Okay, we're just gonna run with this regular style. I'm sure at some point it will devolve into an emotional... not emotional, but we'll dive into my mental state today and lack thereof, a good one. So it will devolve into a thing. But we'll just do the normal stuff first. Okay, so I woke up today at 6:15-ish, and then I laid in bed and watched Oz for a little bit, because I was I'm not ready to get up, and then I ended up getting up at getting out of bed at 7, getting dressed, getting ready, still didn't go fast enough to eat my Pop-Tart, though. Man, I'm real good at this, though, the usual, threw it in my bag, went to team project, hated my life. It was at this point that my mental state started to kind of... I've decided that we're going to cover that all at once at the end. That way it doesn't intervene with getting through the daily events, because they most certainly would if I went in order. So I had team projects, and it was fine. I don't enjoy it. I don't like the... Okay, it's not that I don't like the people that I work with. It's just, they're fine. I don't know. I feel nothing towards them, good or bad. They're just people I am working with. Then I went to my second class. I didn't run into Nick to talk to him today. However, as we'll get into, that was probably for the best given my poor mental state. So I drove into my next class and I sat there and ate my Pop-Tart and I watched The Wire. Not the Wire, Jesus. Watched Oz. Jesus Christ, Joe. Get with the program. Get with the program. Okay. So then I went, after that class, I went and got some lunch. Spicy buffalo mac and cheese, because pasta is so good. And yes, I eat the same 3 pastas every week without fail, consistently. Well, Okay, maybe not all the time, but very, very regularly, as I'm sure you're all painfully aware. Yeah, so I had lunch, and then I received a notification. I had received a notification at noon that my package that I ordered from Hot Topic was here. So I went and got that after I was done eating. So my duster, cardigan, sweater thingy is here. I still don't. I mean, I know duster, but is it a cardigan? Is it? I don't know. Sweater. I don't know. Yes, I had to look up how I sit down with this thing. I didn't understand it. I was like, am I supposed to sit on it, or do I move it so I'm not sitting on it and it's behind me? I don't know. So yeah, I had to Google that. I felt really, really stupid, but this isn't the first time I've had to Google stuff like that. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna pause really fast. Okay, I think we're good now. I was gone for way longer than I would have liked to have been. I'm praying that there's no more noisy stuff going on outside my room, in the hallway, and whatnot. However, I'm always prepared to pause on a moment's notice. But hey, now I got really anxious and I started biting my nail, and now my finger's bleeding. Isn't that awesome? Where was I? Oh yeah, I went and got my thingy from Hot Topic that I had to Google how to sit down in. And then there was a problem because it's like the okay, so all the cardigans I have like right now, prior to this one, which is what I don't know if that's what this is, but I'm gonna call it one. They're all like closed up using like buttons. This one though, it's only closed up at like one spot, and you do it by like tying this string into like a knot. So, fun fact about me, which I'm sure I've shared before, I cannot tie things to save my life. So when I put this thing on, I have to put it on and take it off without untying this thing, which feels really odd at first. Once like I adjust and it either comes on or off, it feels okay. But yeah, that's unfortunate. Of course, it's a skill issue of my own, but I highly doubt that will be something I will ever be able to fix. I mean, maybe, but let's be real. I practiced tying my shoes for like my entire elementary and middle school career through occupational therapy, and I still can't do it. So, yay for disabilities and affecting my dexterity and hand movement and whatnot. Isn't it awesome? So yeah, that came in, and I'm actively wearing it right now. Fun fact. It is very comfy. And I like how I feel wearing it. My only problem is that we've reached a point right now where whenever I look at a mirror, I feel utterly disgusted, and I think I look insanely ugly. So I was gonna take pictures and post on Twitter and put in here because I haven't done that in a hot minute. However, whenever I see myself in the mirror, I feel utterly disgusting, and I'm like, never mind, we're not doing that. Because all of your eyes would start bleeding, and then I would feel really, really bad about that. So that happened, and then I had therapy, which we're going to talk about therapy when I do the whole emotions thing and mental state thing, because they kind of go together. And then, then I had dinner, and then an hour and a half after that, I had my meeting with my team, with my group in Earth History about our presentation. And then, I just kind of relaxed and played some games for a little bit on my Steam Deck. And here we are. So yeah, if we take it at face value like that, not a terrible day. If we include the mental stuff that I'm going to talk about right now, oh god, it was rough. Okay, so, okay, how do I want to do this? So, for those of you who listened to yesterday's, you would know that I received a message of importance. I don't know what word I want to use. That came to mind first. And it made me very happy and very excited and boosted mental and blah, blah, blah. And then my brain went and did my brain thing and made everything negative and everything horrible. And, that said, I wasn't listening to it. I mean, it was there and it was affecting me and making me sad, but, I wasn't listening to it. So then I went to bed and I woke up today and my brain was back to its usual tricks. And I'm not going to say I was listening to what it was saying. However, I certainly couldn't tune it out. I went to team projects, and the entire way there, I couldn't shut my brain off. It kept filling my head with negative thoughts about the entire situation, which I feel terrible about because it's a positive situation, and it makes me very happy. And then my brain goes and ruins everything. And I hate when it does this. So all the team projects could not get my brain to shut up, the entire time. So then I went to my next class, and the entire time, same kind of thing. I started getting really anxious about the whole thing, and I might go into specifics here in a minute. I'm trying to choose my words carefully. This is why I wanted to break it into parts, because I thought maybe earlier it would sound better, and then that didn't happen. The entire time I was in my second class today, it was like I felt anxious, I felt terrible, I felt like I was gonna be sick. It was bad. I love my brain; it's the worst. But it always has been and always will be. I don't think you can fix this thing. So then I went to lunch, and I felt like I was gonna vomit while I was eating my mac and cheese, which is not great, but we survived. Then I had my therapy appointment, and I was explaining. I was talking to Athen. And first we discussed my medication, that I may have discussed on here as well. Not the Lexapro, but the new thing I'm starting, the Busprone or whatever it's called. And I told her what it was, and she goes, "Joe, that's not depression medication. That's for anxiety." Which, I mean, you have, but you kind of need depression. And I was like, "Yeah, I know." And she's like, "Then why are you getting that?" I'm like, "I don't know, because the doctor said so." And then I was explaining to her what happened when I took the Lexapro, which the whole thing with my legs stopped working pretty much. And she goes, "Well, did the doctor test? I think it's called genetic testing to find out what kind of antidepressant worked with you best." And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Well, why didn't she do that?" I'm like, "I don't know why she didn't do it." And she's like, "Yeah, people with disabilities like yours, if they take certain things like Lexapro and something else, they can have super bad side effects. Very evident, hence the whole thing I had to deal with." So needless to say, she's very skeptical of the new thing, considering it's not even depression meds. So I guess we'll see if I become the chipper human being we all want me to become. I'm sure you're all sick of my constant negativity and whatnot. Oh no, are people gonna be noisy again? Please no. Please no. Okay, I don't know. We're gonna roll with it. Oh god. Okay, we're gonna roll with it. And if it's audible, I'm very sorry. And if it gets to a certain point, I'm gonna pause and we're gonna sit here like we did for 20 minutes. So then, she was asking me, about, what happened yesterday. And she's like, "How did it make you feel?" And I was like, first good, then down, up and down, and up and down, and up and down, and up and down. And I said, it was very positive. My brain just tries to ruin everything. And then I said, but now my brain has gone full, it's just started to just be mean all day for no reason. I mean, it's slowed down now. Also, apparently the key to getting my brain to shut up is to listen to Eminem diss track songs at full volume in my headphones, driving around in my chair, apparently. And then as soon as I turn the music off, it goes back to being miserable. But, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Typically music in general does it, but today it was not Eminem, not working. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pause really fast. Okay, I think I assumed incorrectly. Here's hoping that stays that way. But yeah, it's just been like my brain has just been like being so mean to me today, which just makes me really sad because it's I don't understand why my brain does this. Joe, you're depressed. Very true. However, I doubt that's it. I mean, I doubt that's like the whole picture, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. And it irritates me because it turned such an awesome thing to happen into like I mean, ignoring the risks with it and whatnot. It was like, yay, I can't believe this is happening. My day has been made. My month has been made. Everything is awesome. Oh god, that song's gonna be stuck in my head now. It's just my brain is just ruined everything. Wish I could trade it out with a different one. I'm sure we'd all be happier if that happened. And like the big one, because I'm not gonna go into like insane specifics. The big thing was that like, so Athen was talking to me and she's like, you need to you need to find like other people to have some kind of social interaction with. Like they don't have to become your new best friend because that spot is taken, and you don't have to, whatever. But like just even if it's a little bit. And I was explaining to her, I'm like, but nobody, like I don't mean this in like a mean way. Just nobody I have interacted with strikes me as someone who I want to go beyond like acquaintance. Well, maybe I'm not trying hard enough. Yeah, probably. But like I don't know. I don't know. And then she's like, okay, what about like your friends that you have like at home? And I was like, well, we don't. Okay, yeah, hold on, I'm pausing again. Oh my god, I don't like being at home, but I will say I don't miss being able to do this in peace and quiet, and not having to pause constantly because people are noisy and things are loud and thin walls. So yeah, she was telling me, she's like, you need to, she was like, what about your friends at home? And I was like, we don't do anything anymore. I'm like we try, and like we'll, like once, twice a month, we'll try to do something. Excluding the thing with Freddie on Fridays, which most of the time I'm not even looking forward to a whole lot. Like I'm like the four of us will try to do something like once or twice a month. And 9 times out of 10, we doesn't do something because we don't do something because, not to throw my friend Hayden under the bus, but it's typically Hayden never responds, and then we don't do anything. And so then, like, okay, we'll try again in a few weeks, and nothing will come of it. And then, the cycle just continues. And she's like, oh, what if you guys, like, what if those of you that are there, you just, like, you guys just, like, talk while you're, like, doing your own thing? And I'm like, we used to do that, but, like, we don't do it anymore because my friends just, I don't know, they don't find it entertaining. Like, I don't. Like, I'd be cool with it, but, like, nobody wants to do it. And then I was talking about how I'm, like, plus, I'm, like, when our plans fall through, my other friends just hang out with, like, their other friend groups. Like, Hayden hangs out with people in person. Riley and Freddie have their other groups of people they play games with. And she's like, what about you? And I'm like, Athen, I don't have another group. So, yeah, I don't know. So that was the one thing she was telling me. She was like, you need to find... And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Of course, I've got this semester and the next, and then I can just go off in the world and be alone, and I don't know. I had another word to go after alone, and I lost it. So yeah, so we talked about that, and then so the big mental thing that's been cruising around in my head all day is that like the person who reached out to me yesterday, not to be specific, but like I said yesterday, I'm sure you all know exactly who I'm talking about. However, I don't know. My big concern was right now I am a depressive, emotional, well, not emotional and like a tears go flowing because they don't work. But like my emotions like jump and fluctuate. I'm okay. I'm a mess. And so I told her, I'm like, all day today, my brain has just been like, you're a mess. And what if you're not better by the time comes when you get to hang out with them again or talk to them again? And what if they just don't vibe with you being a mess constantly? And and that has been like haunting my brain all day today, and I am utterly terrified that it will come true. And then Athen reminded me, well, when you say stuff like that, you're putting so much stress on the other person, and I'm like, you don't need to remind me, because I feel terrible about that too. Jesus, I should have stopped. Let's see. Yeah, we've been going for 20 minutes. I should have stopped myself 10 minutes ago, because she's completely and utterly right. Now I'm just putting stress on you all and the one person in particular, and oh my God. Sometimes I wonder if it would have been better off if I just didn't do these. Because these were supposed to, I don't know, sometimes I wonder when my emotional, sometimes I wonder if they'd be better off if I just hadn't decided to do these. Because, I mean, she's right. I'm sure when I do these, I give people emotional stress or whatever, and I feel horrible. And, oh, no. Okay, I don't know. But, like, now, I don't know. Doing these has become, like, ingrained in my routine, and I can't imagine not doing them. But, okay, now I just feel bad. Oh, that's not fun. See what I mean? I'm a mess. Oh, God. And so, yeah, the big thing is, like, I'm scared. Afraid. Whatever word you want to use, I'm afraid that I'll be a mess when the time comes, and people will want nothing to do with said mess, which is completely understandable. So here's hoping whatever medication I get put on will help stabilize things out, and maybe something else will come about and make things. I don't even know. I don't even. At this point, we're hoping and praying on medication, and then like the wills of the gods or something. Who knows? Oh. And unfortunately, my therapist said I can't down the bottle of Lexapro, because then she said I'd die, which apparently is not allowed. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder too if it would have been better off if I had never told my family that I needed like mental help like this, because then none of this stuff would come flowing out. It would all stay inside of me like it used to be, which would probably be better off for everyone. Who knows? Of course, in that situation, I'm sure I've talked about before, I promised somebody I would, and I don't intend to break promises. Sorry, I don't know. Emotions are all over the place right now. And also, this is really random and unrelated. When I told my mom about like the doctor not testing genetic testing or whatever to find out if the antidepressants would work for me, she was like, "Yeah, Joe, no doctors do that. Nobody does that. Athens' doctor is, and I quote, unique." So I told Athens that, and she's like, "No, people do that. I don't know what she's talking about." So those are really random. I was trying to distract my brain and to go back to some semblance of relaxed. Maybe I should take up like drinking or something. I'm of legal age now. Kidding. I don't. Drugs and alcohol are not, excluding prescribed drugs. Drugs and alcohol are not my jam, at all. No offense to anyone who does them, assuming it's in healthy moderation, but not for me. I'm good. I don't know. I think we've reached a good stopping point. Like I said, at 20 minutes, we're 24 minutes now. Like I said, at 20 minutes, I should have stopped like 10 minutes ago. The amount of emotional distress and whatever else I'm putting on you all, I'm sure. The wonders of my emotions. We go from good day to this mess. Oh God, please don't make me pause again. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna end it. We're just gonna go. Oh yeah. Okay. If you liked what you're listening to, hit like, leave feedback in the comments below, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to stay up to date with things I post. Follow me on Twitter if you feel so inclined to do so. Link for that is in the description below. And don't forget, you're supporting this world, man. I love you all, but most importantly, I miss my bestie more than anyone else and anything else in the entire world. Like, I don't like a doctor, gonna hang out with her, do stuff. I don't know. Who knows? I will be back tomorrow with another ramble, preferably at a healthier mental state, but this is kind of the normal, as I'm sure you're all aware. You've been around long enough. But I will be back tomorrow with another ramble. Until then, bye.